October 1991. Gatorade has 72 hours to create a commercial or lose Michael Jordan forever. What happened next wasn't just advertising history, it was pure desperation turned into genius. This is the story of the greatest sports commercial ever made, and it almost never happened because it wasn't planned. 1991. Michael Jordan is the biggest athlete on the planet. Gatorade owns sports drinks. Their partnership should be bulletproof, right? Wrong. Because in October 1991, everything went to hell. Gatorade's advertising agency, Bayer Best Vander Warker, had spent months creating the perfect commercial. Months of planning, months of production, millions of dollars invested. The commercial was scheduled to air during the NBA season opener. Jordan had approved it. The media buy was locked in. Everything was perfect. Then, 3 days before it was supposed to air, disaster struck. The original commercial was built around a brilliant concept. Michael Jordan singing, "I Want to Be Like You" from Disney's Jungle Book. Kids would sing along, wanting to be like Mike. It was genius, nostalgic, catchy, perfect. There was just one problem. Disney said no. 3 days before the commercial was supposed to air nationwide, Disney's lawyers pulled the plug. No Jungle Book song, no commercial, no backup plan. After Gatorade had spent untold amounts putting this together and securing airtime for the new ad, Disney demanded a licensing fee of $350,000 for a 5-week run, which was deemed too expensive. Bernie Pitzel, the creative director, got the call on a Tuesday morning. The commercial was supposed to air Friday night during the Bulls season opener. 72 hours to create a new commercial from scratch or lose the biggest athlete endorsement deal in history. Picture this, you've got the most famous athlete in the world under contract. You got millions of dollars in media buys locked in, and you've got 3 days to create something that doesn't exist. Bernie Pitzel didn't sleep for the next 72 hours. Neither did his team. They tried everything. Different songs, different concepts, different approaches. Nothing worked. Wednesday came and went, no commercial. Thursday morning arrived, still nothing. That's when Bernie Pitzel had a breakdown or a breakthrough, depending on how you look at it. Because sometimes the best ideas come from pure desperation. Thursday afternoon, less than 24 hours until airtime. Bernie Pitzel is staring at footage of kids playing basketball trying to be like their hero. That's when it hit him. Not "I want to be like you," but "be like Mike." But he still needed music, and Disney had just proven that licensing existing songs was a nightmare. So, Bernie made a decision that would change advertising forever. He would create an original song in less than 24 hours. He called every musician he knew. "I need you in the studio tonight. We're creating something that's never been done before." The melody had to be simple enough for kids to sing, catchy enough to stick in your head, and powerful enough to sell the greatest athlete of all time. Sometimes I dream that he is me. Thursday night, 6 p.m. Bernie Pitzel and his team are in a recording studio with a bunch of kids trying to create magic. But here's what made this commercial legendary. It wasn't just about Michael Jordan, it was about every kid who ever picked up a basketball. The lyrics weren't complex, they were simple, universal, emotional. Friday morning, 8 a.m., the commercial was finished. 18 hours from concept to completion. But nobody knew if it would work. This wasn't a tested concept. This was a Hail Mary born from desperation. Friday night, November 1st, 1991. The commercial aired for the first time during the Bulls season opener. What happened next shocked everyone. Within 24 hours, kids across America were singing "Be Like Mike." Not because they were told to, but because they couldn't stop. The commercial didn't just sell Gatorade, it created a cultural movement. Gatorade sales increased 20% in the first quarter after the commercial aired. But that wasn't the real victory. The real victory was that "Be Like Mike" became bigger than advertising. It became part of American culture. Kids who couldn't even spell Gatorade were singing the song. Parents were humming it. Teachers were using it in classrooms. The commercial, created in 72 hours of pure panic, had become the most recognizable sports jingle in history. But the story gets even crazier. Here's what Bernie Pitzel discovered by accident. The best advertising doesn't sell products, it sells dreams. Be Like Mike wasn't about Gatorade, it was about aspiration, about believing you could be great. The commercial ran for over a decade. It launched Michael Jordan into a different stratosphere of fame, and it made Gatorade synonymous with athletic greatness. If Disney had said yes to the Jungle Book song, Be Like Mike would never have been created. The greatest sports commercial ever made was born from rejection. Sometimes the best things in life come from the worst moments. But here's what nobody talks about. The real genius of Be Like Mike wasn't the song. It wasn't even Michael Jordan. It was the kids. Bernie Pitzel made a decision that changed advertising forever. He put regular kids in a commercial with the greatest athlete of all time. Before Be Like Mike, sports commercials were about the athlete. After Be Like Mike, they were about the fan. Every sports commercial you see today, from Nike to Adidas to Under Armour, follows the Be Like Mike formula. Show the superstar, show the regular person, make them believe they can be great too. A 72-hour panic attack created the template for every sports advertisement for the next 30 years. Bernie Pitzel didn't just save a commercial, he revolutionized an entire industry. Today, Be Like Mike is in the Advertising Hall of Fame. It's studied in business schools, it's referenced in documentaries. But Bernie Pitzel's greatest achievement wasn't creating a commercial, it was proving that sometimes your biggest disasters lead to your greatest triumphs. The next time you're facing an impossible deadline, remember this story. Remember that the greatest sports commercial ever made was created in 72 hours by a man who had no choice but to succeed. Because sometimes when everything goes wrong, that's when everything goes right. Be like Mike, if you could be like Mike.